So welcome to the correct starter tier list. I know you all have your opinions out there. I know you all have your incorrect opinions. I know that you all seem to think that having an opinion is something that everyone is allowed to have and that, oh, it's okay. It's just an opinion. It's fine. No, this is correct. If your opinion is not the same as mine, then you're wrong. So there's that. But yes, we are here. Chat is here. I am going to sort you out right now. So where should we start? I think we should start on good old, let's start with Blastoise. So Blastoise, all right, Blastoise, always been a good Pokemon. Always been a good Pokemon. I love this guy. Seriously, my first ever Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue. I think that Blastoise is fantastic, both in design and in in-game usage. Mega Blastoise is super sick, and I absolutely love this thing. I have a great connection with Blastoise. I will say that his Generation 1 sprites, his Generation 1 sprite is not that great, is it? It's really not that great. Blastoise, is any Gen 1 sprite great? Yes! Blastoise is very good. Blastoise is amazing, brilliant. Wow, these are good. I think it deserves to be in that tier, and honestly, I don't care what you say. It's not even the best Generation 1 starter. We'll get onto that later. All right, we'll get onto that later. But you know what? Next, we're gonna head over to good old Blaziken. Blaziken, Generation 3. A generation that a bunch of people started with. Everyone has so much, incredible nostalgia about Generation 3, don't they? That's what they grew up with. Oh, their first ever game was Ruby and Sapphire. Pathetic. I say, if you're not a Gen 1er, you're not worthy of my presence. I'm kidding, it's obviously not true. But honestly, Blaziken and all the Generation 3 starters, I played through these games like 20, 30 times at this point. I've used every single one of those Generation 3 starters upwards of infinity times. So I'm pretty well, conjoined with them. And basically, whenever I played through Ruby and Sapphire back when I was a child, I'd solo run the game with the starters anyway. So which is the best Generation 3 starter? Well, I can confidently say that Blaziken is decent, but I don't care that much. Which is odd because Blaziken has a pretty cool design, but honestly, Blaziken looks a little bit more like a Digimon than anything else, to be honest. A little bit more like a Digimon. Now, I have no idea where we're on with the community gift subs. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, the Blaziken, it's okay, it's fine, right? It's fine, but it's not great. Speed boost though, speed boost for sure. Yeah, Mega Blaziken is a fantastic Pokemon. Yeah, it's totally fantastic. But this is not just a competitive tier list. Do you think I care about competitive? No. Do you want to get competitive? Go to Wolfie VGC. Go to my friend Wolfie's channel because he does Pokemon competitive like no one else does. Do you think I care? This is all about my opinions, okay? You're not gonna get a competitive analysis here. That's not what we're here for. Axon, thank you very much.
All starters, not you Delphox, are good starters.
He says all starters, not you Delphox, are good starters. Okay, so we have Delphox. Sorry, no, we don't have Delphox. We don't have Delphox. We have Blaziken in the decent, but I don't care that much tier. And I know what's gonna make people mad is, oh no, I can't do this, dude. I can't do this during a hype train.
There was so much happening on stream that the tier list had to be put on hold.
Now we can finally get back to the tier list that I was trying to explain to you, chat. All of the correct opinions that I have here as to why Blaziken deserves to be indecent. And now we got Sceptile, and this is gonna ruffle some feathers here, chat. Not that Sceptile has feathers. He's like a tree lizard. Why would he have feathers? Actually, I think dinosaurs back in the day probably did have feathers like that. They just didn't want to tell anyone about it because all the archaeologists were part of the lizard men conspiracy. But anyway, Sceptile goes into okay, I guess, because it has a little bit of an ugly design. Grovyle has a much cooler design and it kind of gets ruined a little bit. Never really been a big fan of Sceptile. It's mostly down to the design and the fact that the stats are just not that great. The move pool also not that great. Yeah, it's one of the only Pokemon to get Leaf Blade, but it's not even that good of a move. I mean, it's a decent move. It's an okay. That's why I'm putting it in the okay, I guess tier. Because Sceptile is just kind of like okay, I guess. It's never a Pokemon that would really pop out and appeal to me. And I know there's gonna be people. I know True Green 7's gonna come in within seconds and probably decapitate me.
Hey guys, Ron here.
Which I'm not looking forward to, but I gotta just have my opinions be heard, chat. Gotta have my opinions be heard. But anyway, next up we have Swampert. Now, Swampert, one of the first water ground types. Well, Quagsire was the first, so it's not really the first, but it's one one of the first, which means that, I mean, I'm technically not wrong, and there's not that many of them to begin with, but Swampert is here, and Swampert is got big arms. Swampert has huge arms. This guy looks like Popeye after 10 cans of spinach, you know? I mean, he's just amazing. I absolutely love Swampert. Fantastic Pokemon. I mean, you just look at this guy and he has massive arms. At least when he Mega Evolves. He doesn't have massive arms usually. In fact, he probably could use a bit of the use a bit of time on the bicep curls, if you know what I mean. But apart from that, Swampert is fantastic. It only has one weakness. Now, that may be a quad weakness, true, but still, it's an absolutely fantastic typing. It's probably the best of the lot. Its pre-evolution spawned that stupid, annoying meme that I don't know why, but people still use to this day for some reason. You know the one I mean. But regardless, even after that travesty of a meme, it's still a fantastic Pokemon, and he looks so happy. Look how happy he is to be in the amazing tier. Look how happy he is. So Swampert is an amazing Pokemon. I think it deserves to be there. Next up, we have, let's see, next up, okay, let's go. Actually, let's finish off the Kanto starters, shall we? Let's kind of keep things a little bit in order, shall we? The Kanto starters are next. Now, you may be thinking, Daniel, which is the best Kanto starter? If you put Blastoise in the amazing, brilliant WoW tier, do you think that that's the best Kanto starter? And the answer is no, I don't think it's the best Kanto starter. So that leaves Venusaur and Charizard. Which one is the best between Venusaur and Charizard? Well, I think the answer is abundantly clear, is that Venusaur is obviously superior to Charizard in so many ways, but let me count them. It has a big, cool mouth, number one. It has plants on its back. It can literally make life. Cool, point number two. It has big, burly legs. Look at Charizard's legs. Charizard has tiny, spindly legs. Disgusting. Point number three. Point number four is that he just doesn't care, man. He's just going about his day. He's just trying to accomplish his own goals. Like, you know, you see him walking down the street. He's not going to be the kind of guy that, like, stops you for a chat because you haven't seen each other in a while. Charizard's the kind of, like, extremely extroverted person that, like, really gets in the way of your day. Venusaur would never do that. Which is why Charizard's, like, all right. Like, sometimes I'm down for a conversation, but a lot of the times I'm not. I need to go places. I've got a stream to do. I need to go to this shop, man. I've only got 30 minutes until my stream starts. I have a recording session planned for later, man. Listen, I miss you and you're a great person. Can we maybe schedule this ruining my day chat for a little bit later on? Your tail is literally on fire. Guess which one of the Kanto starters, if chosen, will accidentally burn down your house? Cause it's not Venusaur, is it? No, it's not Venusaur. That's why Charizard is okay. It's fine. It's not bad. He has a bit of a cool design. He looks like a dragon. He's not a dragon. Let me make that abundantly clear. He's not a dragon, but he looks like one. So he's pretty good, right? He's not terrible by any means. I see a lot of people saying that Charizard is overrated, but to be fair, I don't see a huge amount of people standing, as the K-pop fans would say, Charizard too much in the community. It's mainly Game Freak that does. Game Freak loves Charizard, and it's mainly the more casual players that like Charizard because look at him, he has a cool design, right? Why not? It's fair, it's fine. But anyway, that is the Kanto starters. So let's go ahead and move on to the better generation of starters, Generation 2. Now you may be thinking, Daniel, oh, Generation 2 is just filled with absolute fire. What are you gonna do? And I'll say, shut up, I'm taking a sip of tea. Delicious. Now that I've had my sip of tea, we can all continue here, chat. I stan Charizard? Well, Memalaki, that's totally fine. Just like a K-pop stan, you're welcome to stan whatever you want. All right, why not add the Let's Go starters? Let's go. Oh, that's not a Pokemon game. Anyway, so let's move on to the Generation 2 starters, who are all fantastic and amazing and incredible. So first off, we have Feraligatr. Now, Feraligatr, I mean, if you just look at this guy, he's a giant crocodile. Where can you go wrong with this? If you know anything about the Warhammer franchise, you know that the lizard men are the coolest, and that, yeah, they're just generally the best. If you play the Elder Scrolls games, which is the best race? It's the Argonians. If you live in the real world, who rules the real world? Is it the seals? Is it the frogs? No, it's the lizards. The lizards are in charge of the governments. So obviously, Feraligatr is an amazing Pokemon and definitely deserves all of the love possible in the world. So we're gonna put it in amazing. Wow, brilliant. I love it so much. It's great. And then we have Meganium. Oh, Meganium. More so Chikorita is the Pokemon that I love, to be honest. More so Chikorita. Chikorita and Bayleaf, absolutely fantastic forms, and then Bayleaf just comes along looking like a wet noodle. In fact, I would say Meganium is strangely reminiscent of those little green pool noodles that you get when you go swimming. You know, the ones that kind of like keep you from drowning? Kind of looks like a little bit of a wet pool noodle. Actually looks like one of those dinosaurs from that dinosaur movie that they haven't quite finished doing the textures for. So it's like, wait, no, we didn't finish that one, and they sent it out anyway. Bit of a bad design. However, I will say, Meganium is still a great Pokemon. I still love Meganium very much, and I see it for what it's worth. I do, I see it. I see you, Meganium. So I'm gonna put you in decent. I'm gonna put you right next to Blaziken there, buddy. Don't you worry, I see you. I see you, Meganium. It's okay. And then we have the last generation 2 starter, which is Typhlosion. Now, where does Typhlosion go? You may notice that Typhlosion is angry all the time. In fact, he's so angry he has a volcano exploding out of his back. Incredible. Khajiit is the best race? It's very blatantly not the best race.
Hot take, starters are for the most part generally underwhelming. Might be useful for team comp for a gym or two, but I get rid of them ASAP.
Interesting. That is an incredibly hot take. What do you think about that hot take, chat? That starters in general are underwhelming? What do you guys think about that? Are starters in general underwhelming? Are they not good? Are they just there for the flavor? Are they, you know, a little bit not cool, I guess, if the kids would say. But anyway, you may notice that Typhlosion has a volcano exploding out of his back. That's very, very cool. I think we can all agree that having a volcano exploding out of your back is incredibly cool. I mean, just look at him. He's so angry. Unfortunately, he is ruins in 3D games. The transition to the third dimension, which is... I'm not sure what the third dimension is. It's somewhere between the Rick and Morty dimension and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one, maybe? I'm not sure where it is. I don't know what generation they are, to be honest. But the third dimension was not kind to Typhlosion and made it look big booty butt cheek. But it's still a fantastic Pokemon, and you know what? A Scarf Eruption? You can never go wrong with that, can you? Amazing, brilliant, wow, it's so good. Fantastic. All right, chat, let's move on. You know, let's grab the 5th generation starters. So, you know, I feel like the 5th generation starters are a bit of a point of contention. So, I'm gonna give my full thoughts and opinions, and this may take a while because I played 5th generation quite a lot. But I want to give an abundance of knowledge and information to you so that you can really judge the 5th generation starters for why I feel like they are and for how I see them. So Emboar and Samurott go in the trash, and Serperior is like pretty good, I guess. Moving on to the 6th generation starters, I actually kind of forgot that they existed a little bit. Now I'm remembering about them, and I mean, yeah, they're okay. I mean, sure, that's fine. Move on to the 6th generation starters. Why did I skip Gen 4? Because I wanted to. That's why. So we have Chestnut. Now, when I first saw Chespin back when X and Y was officially released, back when X and Y was officially revealed, I was all over Chespin. I was like, that's my boy. Everyone looked at Froakie. Everyone looked at Froakie and they say, Froakie's my boy. And they looked at Greninja when he was leaked. Remember when Greninja was leaked?
Look at this dude.
When we were on the run-up to the new games coming out. If you were around back in 2013, you remember there was these screenshots of the games that were leaked. And everyone looked at Greninja and they were like, that's not real. And then it was real and everyone was like, oh my god, it's a green ninja. Well, guess what? I was always a Chespin stan. I was always a Chespin stan since day one. And I could not be more disappointed in Chespin's Midvolution. Chespin's Midvolution looks like that one fat chipmunk from Alvin and the Chipmunks, except they doubled his size for some reason because he just wasn't fat enough. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway. When Chestnut finally evolves into its final form, it gets a little bit better. He kind of looks like that one bear from the adverts that tell you not to set fire to forests or whatever. It's like, oh, don't start forest fires. And it's like, wow, sorry, I was planning on starting a forest fire. No, I won't, thanks. So unfortunately, I do have to put it in the decent. I would like to put it a little bit higher, but unfortunately, I simply cannot. We have Delphox here. Now, I want you all to know, I do not appreciate the hate that Delphox gets, okay? I don't like it. Delphox gets way too much hate. And there's one reason why I don't appreciate the hate that Delphox gets, okay? Because when I drafted it in WBE Season 3, I Toxic Stalled A-Drive and managed to beat him in the quarterfinals of the WBE, okay? I've never beaten A-Drive before that, and it was a solid win, and I used Z-Thunder Snorlax, and I love using Z Thunder Snorlax, and now that game has a special place in my heart. Also, because of Happy from Pokemon Neo Y. If you haven't seen my Neo Y series, you have to watch it. It's quite the series. My starter in that game was a Delphox, and oh my goodness, I had such a powerful bond that was connected directly into the earbuds and the nose sack of that Pokemon. So, while I agree, Delphox's design is dumb, stupid, I actually hate it. I hate it a lot. I hate Delphox's design a lot. It's not as bad as everyone says it is. It's not, okay? Yes, the Neo Y series is quite an old series. I did it in like 2015, I think, and I still have the bond with Delphox. Only Hapiva, though. Only Hapiva. Any other Delphox can go suck a dick. I don't care about them. Only Hapiva has that sacred bond that transcends 5 years of time. Only Delphox. And then we move on to Greninja. Again, Green Ninja. Why? Why is Green Ninja so loved? He has a tongue as a scarf. Like, what's that all about? He has a tongue as a scarf. He looks really awkward. It looks like I could go and... It looks like he has Black Plague pustules all over his knees and elbows. Strange creature infected with plague with a massive tongue as a scarf. You get anywhere near this thing, you're contracting all of the diseases. And quite frankly, I don't like it. But with that being said, ninjas are very cool. And we can all agree to that, I think. We can all agree that ninjas are very cool. But green ninjas are not cool. They're okay, I guess. They're okay. And now that we have done Generation 6, we can now take it back to Generation 4. Just kidding, we're going on to Generation... Oh, Christ, what generation are we on now? 7? We're going on to Generation 7. Ash Greninja. Ash Greninja is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Why does Greninja, just because he's like best buds with this one trainer, then take on his appearance? Look at Ash Greninja. Why is he called Ash Greninja? Why is Ash so special? The anime is dumb. Anime is stupid. Ash Greninja's sitting here like, I love you so much, I'm just gonna make up a form. I'm just gonna make up an evolution. I'm gonna put on a stupid Ash hat. Dumb form. Even though it's really good. He just makes it up. Can't just make up forms, okay? If you have a form, there have to be a reason for it. Okay? Like all these mega evolving Pokemon, they all had a reason for their forms. They all do it. But no, do you think that if Misty had a Greninja as well, there would be Misty Greninja that looks like it has red hair? You got a Greninja running around trying to be all stealthy-like with bright, fluorescent, red glowing hair? Probably. Maybe. I'm not sure. We're on to Generation 7 now. Which, I mean, Generation 7 is decent, you know? It's okay. Let's start with Incineroar. Now, Incineroar has a very, very cool design. He has big arms. He has a nice belt on. And he subverted expectations. He subverted the expectations right there. Because everyone was like looking at him. Everyone was looking at him and said, that boy is going to be a firefighting type. We're going to get another one. But no, he came in all dark type. Dark type. Fire dark type. What a good typing. My 2 favorite typings in the entire game. And to top it all off, he has a cool signature move. He has a signature move where he spins around like a Beyblade. Seriously, this guy is like a spinning top on steroids. And he's a wrestler? But he's weak to wrestling. Wait a minute, he's a wrestler that's weak to wrestling moves. Incineroar. But I guess they did let him into Smash. Not that I've ever played as him in Smash, because I wouldn't buy the DLC. I don't play it enough. You think I buy the Smash DLC? I don't even play Smash. My main in Smash is King K. Rool. And, oh wait, I was talking about Incineroar, wasn't I? Sorry, I got distracted by King K. Rool there. Anyway, wrestlers are weak to other wrestlers, but not all of them. Is Machoke weak to Machamp? A little bit, because he has 2 more arms. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this. Incineroar's okay, I guess. And then we have Primarina. I have to say, I kind of like Primarina a little bit. I like the whole opera shenanigans she's gone on with. Like, but the thing is, I've never been to an opera. What am I gonna do with this information? Like, oh yeah, Primarina's based off an opera. This is great. Never been to an opera. You think I care about that? No. But Primarina has a pretty decent design. Looks like a mermaid. I tell you what, I have seen the Little Mermaids. I know how that one goes. Seriously, loses her voice. How is a Primarina gonna battle if it loses its voice? Seriously, going by what exactly happens in Little Mermaid, Primarina's gonna fall in love with a guy, get some legs. This is weird. I'm not liking where this is going, actually. I'm not a fan of any kind of Pokemon-human relations, all right? That's weird. I don't want to watch The Little Mermaid ever again. That is The Little Mermaid, isn't it? Where she gets the legs? It is Little Mermaid. Anyway, Primarina's, like, decent, I guess. And last but not least, for this generation, we have Decidueye, who, I mean, let's just be honest, Decidueye is absolutely incredible. The Woodland Ranger. Mate, you see Lord of the Rings? This man is Legolas. And let me tell you, I don't know where they're taking the hobbits. I don't know where they're taking the hobbits at all. Where are they taking the hobbits, chat? Where are they taking the hobbits? Brionne? Oh, Brionne is the ugliest creation to ever walk the earth. Absolutely. You're going all the way to Isengard, man. And that means Decidueye is going all the way to the top. And let me be clear, okay? Let me be clear. I picked Rowlet the first time I ever played through this generation. I absolutely love Rowlet. I have a Rowlet back here, actually. Rowlet is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It gets downgraded when it evolves. It gets worse when it evolves. Rowlet is better than Decidueye. I want to make that abundantly clear, okay? I want to make that abundantly clear. Decidueye is still cool. Dartrix is still cool. Litten is all right. Torracat is cool. Incineroar is all right. Popplio is not that cool. Brionne is an abomination. Primarina is decent. Rowlet is goated, all right? Dartrix is pretty goated. And Decidueye is a Woodland Ranger. It's literally a Wood Elf, man. It's a Stealth Archer. You ever played an Elder Scrolls game before? Everyone plays Stealth Archers in that game. I played a Stealth Archer in that game. You know why? Because it's fun and it's powerful. Just like Decidueye. Decidueye's sneak skill is 100. Its archery is 100. It's firing so many arrows. Not even the Skyrim shitty AI can keep up with it. Ridiculous. All right, what generation am I on now? Oh, Generation 4. Yeah, Generation 4 is all amazing. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. Generation 4 is just absolutely incredible. It's just, you know. I mean, you have this king penguin made of steel, and he still finds the time to wear a tuxedo of some kind. This man is made of steel. He is the king. He has his crown, basically a trident as well. This man is king of the sea, and he still finds time to look absolutely dapper as fuck. During all of that, insane. Infernape comes in, all king of the jungle like. This man has Super Saiyan hair made of fire. Absolutely incredible. And this is the design. It looks like royalty. For some reason, the golden patches all over him look like it makes him look like royalty. Fantastic. And then Torterra comes in, literally an entire continent of his own. The words absolute unit would be insulting to Torterra because it would not be able to purely and accurately describe how insanely huge and substantial this creature is. It's fantastic. They're all great. You know, Generation 4, fantastic. Yep, it's all good. All right, moving on to Generation 8. Oh boy, Generation 8. Now, you'd think as a British person, I'd be a big fan of the James Bond character thing that we got going on here. And I'm gonna be honest, when Inteleon was first released, I looked at this thing and I was like, what? Is this a prank, dude? April Fools, right? And I've kind of grown to like it a little bit more. And looking at its Gigantamax, I really like its Gigantamax, but that's probably the only thing I really like about it. The fact that it is a scout sniper and it will assassinate your ass. In fact, it's probably looking through my window right now. Sorry, Inteleon. Sorry, I wasn't gonna rate you low. No, I see him camped out on the neighbor's roof. I was actually, no, I was gonna put you in the amazing tier the whole time. Anyway, moving on to, okay, I think he's gone. I actually think he's like, okay, it's not that great. But I don't think it's that great. It's fine. It's fine. All right. James Pond. Everyone calls it James Pond. Bubble 07 is a better name, all right? Cinderace. Never have I been so sad to see a final evolution. Never have I been so excited to see a secondary evolution, and so disappointed to see a final evolution. In fact, the first time I saw it, you can actually see my first reaction. Ever since then, my opinion of Cinderace has just gone down. And just gone down. And just gone down. Cinderace is furry bait. Well and truly furry bait. 100%. Through and through. 100% furry bait. I hate its design. I mean, its head is like okay, but just no. It just looks like a guy in a suit. In fact, he doesn't even have fingers. Does he even have fingers? Cinderace, do you have fingers? Or do you just have like, you know, I'm gonna, hold on. I need to find out. I need to find out. Does Cinderace have fingers? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I need to see. Cinderace. Does Cinderace have fingers? This is incredibly important to my final review. It doesn't look like he has fingers. Oh, it looks like, yeah, okay, so he has fingers. Okay. So he has fingers in the official art, but in the game, he doesn't. They take away his fingers because they know that he doesn't even deserve them. Cinderace is trash. We are now left with our last boy, who is a very good boy. We're left with Cam, aka Rillaboom. Now, I will say the Grookey is incredibly fun. Thwacky is incredibly thumb. There's something so primal and just like fun about this evolution line that I can't really put into words the way that I want to, but it is an incredibly primal, like, it's super like basic. It's like caveman-y, and it's related to music. I think it's great. Right? I think it's great. In fact, I think it's amazing. I love Rillaboom. Rillaboom is fantastic. I've had the opportunity to use Rillaboom in like 2 playthroughs now, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. Burning Bright Haiku God, thank you very much. Max, thank you very much for becoming a member on YouTube. Now, chat, now that we have showed all the correct opinions, what do we think? What are we thinking of this? Because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yeah, that's about right. Are there any points of discussion that you guys would like to discuss from this point? Mostly incorrect. Fair. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, everyone can share their own opinions. I mean, you're wrong, but it's okay. Why is Venusaur the only god tier? Because there can only be one. Actually, to be fair, if I was going to be more honest with this, I would probably put, I don't know. I don't think any of the other ones kind of deserve to be in literally god tier, honestly. Primarina higher, Chestnut lower, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Hi, Patterrz, hello. Bad except for Decidueye. I respect your opinion. Thank you, Robo. Meganium higher. Interesting. It's your tier list, so we shouldn't have a say in it. Oh, you must be new. This is the internet. Everyone has an opinion on other people's opinions. Everyone does. Dub, in my opinion. Thank you, Rival. Appreciate that. I'll put all the Gen 4 starters to god tier. I'm contemplating it, honestly. I really am contemplating it, because I generally do love all of those starters. I think they're all fantastic. I do think they're all fantastic. But there's the correct Pokemon starter tier list right there. Please make a new tier above trash for Samurott. Okay, there you go. All right, can you rank them within tiers? Honestly, that makes things a little bit harder to do because I don't know my own opinions that well. Thanks. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. All right, so that is the starter tier list. I hope you did all enjoy that. I do actually have another tier list that I want to show you guys. I do all want to show you guys this other tier list. It's actually not really a tier list. It's more of something else entirely. Let me go ahead and get that up for you. So we're gonna rate where we think the politics of all of these different rodents would be. Okay, so I need your help for this one. I can't do this one by myself. I need your help for this. Okay, so let's start with one that's quite easy. Where would Yungoos and Gumshoos be? Where do we think that ideologically a Gumshoos would land? What are we thinking? Wall? Put him in the wall! Where do we think? Top left? You're insane. Personally, I think he'd probably sit around about there, to be honest. Wall! I think he'd probably sit around about there. Behind the I don't think we can actually put a wall on our little compass here, unfortunately. Which means, see, the thing is Yungoos is like the Trump light, right? Yungoos is the Gumshoos light. So I feel like he's a little bit lighter on everything, to be honest. All right, a little bit lighter. Okay, not as far as it goes, although I probably would put him like up there. Definitely super far up there. But let's see. What's next here? Let's do some fun ones here. Let's do some fun ones. Let's have a look at where's Lanoon. Where would Lanoon go? So what we know about Lanoon is he goes in a straight line. He likes running fast. Lanoon likes running fast in a straight line. Do we know anything more about Lanoon's personality? Because honestly, I don't think that Lanoon would be like... In fact, I think that I think that Lanoon would toe this line very, very safely. In fact, I feel like Lanoon would be somewhere around here, right? He would toe that line very safely. Lanoon's the kind of guy to come out and be like, well, I mean, you know, I don't think there should be too much government, but I don't think there shouldn't be any government, and that maybe, you know, socialized healthcare is maybe a good idea. I feel like Lanoon sits around about here. That's where that would be. And he definitely toe the line, 100% on the line because he's a Lanoon, so he sits directly on the line there. Lanoon is the devil's advocate. Wait, no, if Lanoon is the devil's advocate, he'd be more like towards the center. Maybe a little bit towards... Actually, no. Lanoon is like right in the center. Lanoon is right in the center. Literally does not take a side on any issue. And is always like right in the middle. Super, super duper centrist. Lanoon's the kind of guy. Lanoon is super, super, super center. Lanoon's like, well, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't kill people or that you should kill people, but like maybe a little bit of murder is okay. That's Lanoon's opinions. Okay, let's do, okay, Raticate. See, I see Raticate as like your local hooligan, to be honest. Raticate a little bit like your local hooligan, isn't it? Like he's on the street corner. He doesn't really pay attention to politics all that much. But if your local hooligan is gonna be somewhere on this chart, where would he be? I mean, high because of Giovanni. Like, he's part of like street gangs, right? Raticate is maybe part of a street gang, but then again, that doesn't really say anything about them ideologically. That just kind of says that they're in a gang. I do feel like they'd be more libertarian because they don't want the pigs to be all over them, you know, kind of ruining whatever gang business they want to take part in, you know? Like, in fact, he'd be right down there. He'd be the one saying, heck the government, we don't need them. He'd be super duper liberty. He doesn't want any kind of government, you know? This is the guy that when he's 14 years old, he gets in his brother's car and just like takes himself over to the corner shop, you know? He's the one that says, maybe we don't need driver's licenses to be able to drive. Maybe we shouldn't need driver's licenses, you know? Maybe, in fact, actually, street laws in general about driving cars, about stopping at junctions and speed limits, that's all nonsense. I want to go really fast. But also, when he eventually does crash his car, because of course he would, why wouldn't he not? He does want that socialized healthcare to take care of him. He does need that NHS to back him up. So maybe a little bit up, because he still does want that NHS to back him up a little bit. Maybe around about here. So that's where I think that Raticate would go. Now, moving on to... Jesus Christ. Diggersby, though. I think Diggersby. I don't know where Diggersby would go, to be honest. Where do we think the Diggersby is gonna land? Diggersby. He works the land. He does good work, and he works the land. He's a farmer. He puts in a hard day's graft, and he goes home to his wife and 5 kids, and he just wants a big steak pie. You know, Diggersby is a simple man. He don't want not many pleasures in life. He just wants to grill his burgers. I just want to go out, you know, toil my field, go home and grill my burgers. But I do feel like Diggersby is the kind of guy to be like, oh, you got those furrets coming into my country? Well, I don't want him coming in here. We had too many furrets, and last time I saw a furret, he was incredibly rude to me. When I went to the local Olive Garden, I had this furret waiter, and I ordered my unlimited breadsticks, and he cut me off because I had too many breadsticks. Quite frankly, I don't like him. I think he had something against me. Cause I'm a hard-working, I'm a hard-working Diggersby. Honestly, I think we should, I mean, I'm not trying to say that all furrets are bad. That's not what I'm saying. Well, I'm just saying that furret was bad. I mean, there are some good ones, don't get me wrong, but I don't want them coming in my Olive Gardens, Olive Gardens. Let's see, what do we got next? We have a Bidoof. Bidoof. Where do I think that Bidoof lands? Let's be honest, Bidoof is a bit of an idiot. I feel like Bidoof is your average person. Because the average person is an idiot. And, you know, what's crazy about that is, half the people in the world are dumber than the average person. I feel like, sorry, but not Bidoof, Bibarel. Bibarel. Now, if we were gonna say, where would the average person land in terms of like a political compass? Where would the average person land? Because he's just, you know, he watches TV sometimes. He tries to stay as involved as possible, but it's not really a big part of his life. He cares when it comes to election time. And, you know, he does research on candidates, which just essentially boils down to watching TV advertisements and learning maybe their names. He knows a fair little bit about different policies and what things mean and what things are. Bibarel does not believe the government has any valid right to control him. No, I don't think he's like full libertarian, honestly. I feel like Bibarel, if he's the average person, actually, I feel like the average person is probably around about there. To be honest, I feel like that's where the average person sits. If we were to take the entire like collective humanity and just get it right, like right in the average, right in the middle, you know, just kind of like, I think it would sit around about here. You know, they're not a huge fan of governments in general. And honestly, I believe that the human race as a whole is probably a little bit twisted to the right. Not too much, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. I think that's where it'd sit. Because Bibarel's the average guy, you know? Furret, however, is full communist. No, Furret is full Stalin. There we go. Furret just goes full... No, okay, he doesn't go full Stalin. I feel like Furret is like full commie. Furret wants to seize the means of production. Furret does not want you to own your own property. Furret burned all of the games, all of the board Monopoly games in his house and his partner's house, burned them, full communist. Furret wakes up to the sound of the USSR national anthem every morning, every single morning. But he's a Furret of the people, you know? Furret hates rich people. If you have more than $20 in your pocket, better believe that Furret thinks you're the Antichrist. But I think that Furret sits, yeah, Furret is like full commie. Full commie. Furret says, eat the rich. Yeah, I think that fits, honestly. And you know what? We'll do one more. We'll do Watchog. Watchog hates the government. Watchog ain't no, I don't want no government in my bill. Well, actually, doesn't even have to have that accent. Just does not like the government at all. You know, Watchog is like full-on survival of the fittest. In fact, I think he goes like right down here. He's like, listen, if you get hit by a car, it's not the car's fault, it's not their fault, it's not the hospital's fault. Hospital gotta make money somehow. If you get hit by a car, better hope that you had $1,000 waiting in the bag for you to take you to the hospital. He's literally surveillance. Oh, so maybe he's full authoritarian then. Oh, maybe. Well, actually, maybe he's just like authoritarian in the middle. He wants like full surveillance. Yeah, he is. Yeah, look at his eyes. This is literally Theresa May in Pokemon form. This Pokemon wants to know all of your browsing activities, where you've been for the last 12 months, what you got from Asda the last time you went, and how many steps you took on your Fitbit today. This is the Watchog that wants to know every single kind of porn video that you've ever watched, so that they can ban all of the different variants just specifically because you like it. But where in terms of left and right would that put you? This is the creature that wants to put CCTV not on every street corner, but on every meter of streets. So that everything is covered. Especially the bathrooms. So I feel like this one would be like right here.
Is watching you.
Big Brother Watchog is always watching you. Big Brother Watchog is always watching. Big Brother Watchog doesn't really care too much about being like socially conservative. And in fact, like Big Brother Watchog doesn't really care, you know, if you're, you know, into whatever. It just wants to know what you're watching. It doesn't care if you're watching it. They just want to know what you're watching. You can watch anything you want in the world. It doesn't make a difference. You just need to know that what you're watching and you know that it's not against the surveillance government with their cameras everywhere. Okay? Not socially conservative, actually more you know, leans to more towards the middle. They don't care what you're doing as long as you're not doing it against the governments. As long as you love the governments. This watchhog thinks that you can make up any slogans as long as they're for the governments. You can put him like right there. Watchhog doesn't kink shame, but Watchhog needs to know what your kinks are. Think that. I think that is pretty good. Watchhog's like, well, I mean, the Watchhog is, sorry, Lanoon's the one that's like, hey, there's two sides to every story, right? Thank you so much to our Twitch subs and YouTube members of the day. Remember, if you are a YouTube member or a Twitch subscriber, that both gives you access to the sub Discord, and I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much, guys.